18th, 2024, a classroom security video went viral after students were terrified by what it captured. The footage was shared by Mr. Simon, the teacher, who only checked the camera after a student reported being bullied. When reviewing footage from the previous night, he saw a motion alert at 10 p.m. Expecting to find a thief or janitor, he instead saw something that shocked him to the core. Something appears at the classroom entrance in the footage. It's faint, but as the camera rotates, it stops, focused on the figure. Simon calls it a misty apparition. He is convinced something otherworldly appeared in his classroom, but he's left wondering what it really was. Whatever it was, it's clear that Simon's classroom holds a terrifying secret. Before we jump into the next video, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your support. Jerry Bruce, a father known for his wholesome family videos, posted two that were anything but normal. These videos, unlike the others, reveal a terrifying side to his life. His family is being haunted. On May 26, 2009, he's suddenly awoken by a strange noise in his living room. Grabbing his phone, he starts recording. He writes, "I've never seen anything like this. My wife and I were woken by the sound of a door closing. This video is all I have before we left." What he recorded is absolutely terrifying. The door handle turns on its own, as if someone is inside, but there's no one there. While a draft might explain it for some, the second video shatters that theory. On July 11th, 2009, as Jerry films his son, something horrifying happens, something that can't be explained.
Whoa!
In the second video, the closet door creaks open on its own, followed by a toy flipping over by itself. It's as if something inside the closet is stumbling toward the child. Panicked, Jerry grabs his son and runs for his life. What's haunting their home? A vengeful spirit, or something worse? The terror is undeniable. You decide. YouTuber Urbex Hill explores Cleveland Elderwood, an abandoned city in Ohio. Elderwood was a thriving, close-knit community, home to a booming steel industry. However, decline began as the region experienced significant economic shifts, with many of its families leaving due to increasing crime rates, poverty, and urban decay. As Urbex Hill explores the city, he captures something that will shock you to the core. A door closes behind him. He approaches cautiously, only to find nothing there. But what comes next will send chills down your spine. Unknowingly, Urbex Hill captures the chilling image of a pale, eerie woman silently staring at him from the shadows. So, did Urbex Hill capture the spirit of a woman, perhaps one of the tragic victims of the crime that once plagued this place? Or is it simply a trick of the light? The answer is up to you. The abandoned Gong-GM Mental Asylum in South Korea is notorious for being one of the most haunted places on Earth. Closed in the 1990s under mysterious circumstances, the reasons for its closure remain unclear. Locals speculate that both patients and staff died under strange conditions, leading many to believe the building is cursed. Despite the ominous reputation, YouTuber K-pop Dolo and his girlfriend Sarah decided to venture into the eerie asylum, capturing their chilling exploration on film.
That door is cut open. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Hello? 안녕하세요. Here. Hey, grab the stuff. Okay. Okay. All right, got it. Let's do it. Look at this. This person, Cameron, was here on Halloween last year. The same day we were supposed to be here.
Yeah.
November 1st, 2013. We could have ran into them. Jesus Christ. This is something like out of Silent Hill. Okay.
Inside the asylum, they discover decayed patient beds, rooms damaged by fire, and most strangely, footprints on the walls. Did they capture paranormal activity linked to the haunting past of the asylum's patients and staff? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? The choice is yours. The staff at the Malda Hospital morgue in India were left shaking after reviewing unsettling footage from the morgue's outdoor camera. The video showed stretchers, typically used to transport bodies, mysteriously moving on their own, prompting widespread concern among the workers. An easy explanation might suggest that the stretcher's movement is being controlled by wires. However, the stretcher shifts in multiple directions, back and forth and even sideways, which would require an intricate system of multiple wires. In another clip, a morgue worker approaches one of the stretchers, but what happens next leaves him completely stunned. Now, does this footage provide undeniable evidence of paranormal activity in the morgue, or is there a logical explanation behind these strange occurrences? You decide. Angela, home alone with her baby around 10 p.m., receives a notification from her Ring security camera. Assuming it's her husband returning from work, she doesn't think much of it. But when no one comes inside, concern sets in. Curious, she checks the footage, and what she sees is downright chilling. Through the glass of the patio door, a young girl in a dress appears, standing completely still before vanishing into thin air. What's even more unsettling is that the figure is inside the house, looking out. Angela, already on edge, is struck with terror, knowing she's alone at home with her baby. She spends a sleepless night, haunted by the event. Even 2 days later, she's unable to make sense of what she saw, leading her to desperately search for a logical explanation to debunk the footage.
Okay, so this is the area, the door that it was like standing inside. We don't have anything or keep anything in this area because it's a walkway and it would be really awkward. And then this is where the security camera is. So when I looked at the footage, I expected to see a person. I didn't expect to see that though.
Now, was it simply a coincidence? Or did Angela's camera capture something beyond explanation? The truth is left for you to decide. On September 27th, 2024, TikToker Jalen captured a chilling moment at her grandparents' house, a place filled with vintage items she suspects might be haunted. While working on her laptop, something eerie caught her eye, prompting her to record the unsettling scene. What she captured that night may forever change how she views the home.
This thing just moved.
Screaming about the Dallas Cowboys and the sticking the fork in this organization. So again, kudos to the Cowboys going on the road, giving them a good win. Let's see how they win.
There's a saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. If you're down, you don't care if it's got $5 going to be like, you're just happy that you moved to 2 or 2. The injury to Parsons, and he's not done anything at this point, he just left by a car with a shoe off. How do you assess what that man is? People who struggle to lose it out later if he's healthy.
The door just moved. Are you real? You can do it again. I won't watch.
Jalen soon realized what she had seen earlier wasn't her imagination. The mannequin was moving, but only subtly, and only when she wasn't directly looking at it. Using a mirror to catch its reflection, she tricked it into revealing its movements. Viewers also noticed strange coincidences. A balloon and a door seemed to divert her attention, almost as if to stop her from catching the doll in action. Despite these odd distractions, she managed to record the eerie moment. The question remains, how did the doll move on its own? And were the distractions intentional or just a coincidence? What do you think? On the night of December 1st, 2019, young Oscar Nunes Jr. sneaks out of his room to watch TV and falls asleep on the couch. His father, Oscar, isn't surprised, as this has happened before. However, that night, something unsettling happens. The family had recently experienced strange occurrences, including a bizarre swarm of flies surrounding their home. They now suspect something is deeply wrong inside the house, and they believe this eerie incident might be connected to what the camera captured while the boy slept. When Oscar reviewed the camera footage, he spotted a figure standing motionless in the hallway at 3 a.m., even though no one else was awake. Strangely, his son, who had been moving restlessly on the couch, seemed to notice it. Then, the figure vanished without a trace, leaving the hallway empty. Oscar couldn't shake the feeling that this eerie event was somehow connected to the recent fly infestation. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts. In this video, a woman named Rosanna is lying in bed when she captures something disturbing on camera. Despite being paralyzed with fear, she manages to record the incident, hoping to prove that something is seriously wrong with her apartment. The situation has become so unsettling that her children can't live with her, and even her cats seem affected. In one clip, her cat reacts in a terrifying way.
Hey! Hey!
Rosanna's choice to keep her family away from the apartment is driven by this and other unsettling incidents. Recently, something happened that not only confirmed her decision, but also made her leave the place entirely. Rosanna claims that in this moment, she saw a shadowy figure emerge just behind the door. Shortly after, she began to feel disoriented, as if she were about to lose consciousness. This incident is undeniably disturbing, though what truly happened that night remains unclear. Rosanna is determined not to stay in the apartment much longer, but will continue documenting these occurrences until she can move. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. A person, walking alone at 1 a.m. on his way to his brother's house somewhere in Mexico, found himself on a road known for its haunted reputation. The area is said to be the site where a young girl tragically lost her life. As he walked, he began recording, sharing the eerie tales tied to this stretch of road. But just as he explained the haunting, he saw something that left him completely shaken.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches. Oigan, fíjense que vine a visitar aquí a un hermano. Dicen que aquí, miren, les voy a mostrar. Parecer aquí anda una morrilla, que anda una niña aquí en este baldío que supuestamente mataron hace muchos años, pero resulta que, hijo de su puta madre, ¿qué es eso? Pero, no mami, no. ¿Sí vieron lo que era?
As he walked down the eerie road, he suddenly noticed a little girl standing silently beneath a tree ahead of him. Fear and shock gripped him as he stared in disbelief. Unsure of what he was witnessing, he cautiously backed away. Now, was it the spirit of the girl said to haunt this road, or something else entirely? The choice is yours to make. Avery Jones, a dedicated traveler who roams from one destination to another. Currently exploring Costa Rica, she decided to head to the beach one night. However, she was forced to stop when a mysterious sound echoed through the darkness.
Oh, this noise is literally getting closer, as if it's like right outside the gate. Is that an angry fucking gorilla? It's coming from right over there. That's the way you gotta walk to the beach. And I was gonna take a nice walk over there this morning to the beach. I'm not going over there now. Because what the fuck is that? It's fucking terrifying. Whatever can make that noise can probably rip my fucking face off. But it's been making that noise. Oh my god. What is that?
A mysterious howling broke the silence, startling Avery. Some believe it's Bigfoot, a legendary ape-like figure said to roam forests and leave giant footprints. Others say it's a howler monkey, known for its loud call resonating through the jungle. But whatever it is, it's not something you'd want to face in the dark of night. Amelia, who recently moved into a 250-year-old Victorian home in the UK, notices a loose floorboard and decides to investigate. As she lifts it, she discovers a coin from 1904 buried among the dust and copper pipes. But what truly catches her attention is an eerie, antique book hidden beneath the floor.
How long do you reckon that was in there for? it's definitely a book, but they're not like actual pages. They're like really thick. All right, I'm gonna have to open this on camera.
The book appears to be an old photo album, but as Amelia flips through the pages, the images become more and more unsettling. Some depict empty rooms that look eerily identical to the ones in her own home.
The book seemed normal at the start, filled with old portraits. But things took a creepy turn the further I went into the book. I noticed what seemed like a very old photo of my house. This is when the pictures took an unsettling turn. The rest of the album is filled with pictures of empty rooms that have an unsettling feeling. A dark shadow appears in all of these photos.
Not long after uncovering the mysterious old book, Amelia begins to notice strange and unexplainable occurrences throughout her home. Odd noises echo through the halls, and objects seem to shift on their own, making her question whether she is truly alone.
And it's like, it just stopped. And now it's like, am I tripping out?
Some viewers suggest the floating dart could be caused by an unusual magnetic force, but what happens next defies explanation. One night, Amelia is startled by loud banging coming from her upstairs bedroom. She grabs her phone and hurries to investigate. As she records the unfolding events, she witnesses something so unsettling that it sends a chill down your spine. As Amelia steps into the room, the curtain suddenly flies open, and a pair of headphones hanging on the wall drops to the floor without explanation. What makes this even more unsettling is that this is the same room where the mysterious floating dartboard was seen earlier. Shaken, Amelia admits she is now genuinely terrified. Strange occurrences are no longer rare. They happen constantly throughout the house. Could opening the old book have disturbed something lurking within the home? Did she awaken a spiritual presence? Or is there another explanation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This next video, posted by an anonymous user, shows a man and his dog stumbling upon a hidden cave deep in the forest. He decides to venture inside, and as you might expect, things take a horrifying turn.
What do you think about this, Misty? Keep looking.
He comes across bats and a massive centipede crawling along the walls. But as he ventures deeper, he comes face to face with something so horrifying that he has no choice but to flee the cave immediately.
Stay behind me. What the fuck is that? Oh shit! Go! Come on, Missy. Come on, Missy.
His flashlight reveals a dark, cloaked figure standing still, as if waiting for him like a reaper, and it stares without moving. He turns and runs, desperate to escape.
Oh shit! Go! Come on, Missy. Come on, Missy.
Whatever this figure is, one thing is clear. Never explore a cave hidden deep in the forest. A woman named Jessica shares that she recently bought a playhouse for her daughter, which closely resembles their own home, even featuring a motion-sensing doorbell camera.
For a house tour, Emma's playhouse, and Emma, I'm gonna show them the door, okay? She really wanted it to happen.
Since then, strange things have been happening at their home. Jessica's daughter claims that she occasionally sees a frightening figure inside her room.
What guy?
The guy.
The guy is at the door.
Guy.
Can we go together?
Yeah.
Do you want to open the door or you want mommy to open it?
I want mommy to open it.
Okay.
He's in there.
The guy?
Yeah. He's scary.
He's scary.
I'm scared.
It's okay.
No.
Jessica's daughter insists that the frightening figure is in her room. But Jessica doesn't notice anything and brushes it off, thinking it's just her daughter's imagination. However, a few nights later, something happens that really shocks Jessica. While sitting in her living room, she gets a motion alert. Not from her own doorbell camera, but from the one on her daughter's playhouse. The camera isn't one that moves on its own motor. It's actually attached to the playhouse door. So the back and forth motion shows that the door is opening and closing by itself. Things get even stranger when the camera repeatedly captures a mannequin head in the corner. Its hair appears to be lifted by some invisible force, only to suddenly drop back down. After witnessing the unsettling events, Jessica finally reaches her breaking point and dismantles the playhouse, desperately hoping to rid their home of whatever dark presence lurks within. Yet, despite her efforts, her daughter continues to claim that she still sees the terrifying figure.
What guy?
The guy.
The guy is at the door.
A concerned family in the Philippines recorded a chilling moment while monitoring their sleeping grandmother, who had been suffering from sleep paralysis. They captured her during one of these episodes, and what they recorded was truly haunting. The cameras captured the eerie silhouette of a massive shadow figure appearing out of nowhere. Startled, her daughter sprinted over, desperately trying to dispel the ominous dark presence. While some remain convinced by the eerie footage, others are skeptical, dismissing the incident as nothing more than a fly caught in the right place at the right time. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts. Chase and his wife Rachel had been staying at her grandfather's house, who had sadly passed away just a month earlier. Late one night, as the couple was winding down and getting ready for bed, something truly terrifying unfolded.
So, we were just going to bed and we're not... Let me just show you. Like, we've literally had to put the bag up against the door because we're not sure. And like, we're literally just...
Out of nowhere, the bedroom door starts to rattle violently, as if someone or something is on the other side. But there's no one there. Chase and Rachel decide they've had enough and quickly start packing to return to their own home. But just as they're getting ready to leave, something even more disturbing happens.
Okay, so we're leaving. We got all of our stuff packed. Oh, what? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, we're out here. I'm leaving, like, I don't know what's going on.
The door suddenly slams shut on its own and begins rattling again, this time even more violently than before.
Okay, yeah, we're out here.
Some believe it could be the spirit of Rachel's grandfather, now lingering in the home he once lived in. Others suspect something much darker has taken up residence, possibly drawn in by its long period of abandonment. As for Chase and Rachel, they still have no idea what truly caused the horrifying events. The following footage comes from a man in Tennessee who's chosen to remain anonymous. For over 11 years, he's dealt with strange occurrences in his home. But recently, things have taken a much darker turn. To get to the bottom of it, he installed security cameras around the house in hopes of capturing whatever was going on. He believes the mysterious activity might be connected to the spirit of his late wife. Then, one early morning, just as he's getting ready to leave for work, he walks into the kitchen and is met with something he never expected.
Good morning, guys. This is just a quick update because I gotta get to work. But when I got up this morning to get my coffee, I walked into the kitchen and saw this. So I guess you guys were right that activity seems to be picking up because I have been, doing renovations. I replaced all this stuff, this dishwasher, this stove, the oven hood there. But this morning when I came into the kitchen, I noticed the cabinet was open, and then I noticed this chair. So I checked the Ring video, and it definitely...
When he checks his Ring camera footage, he's stunned to see one of the kitchen chairs moving by itself. Then, out of nowhere, a pale, ghostly figure suddenly appears and hurls the chair violently to the ground. But that's just the beginning. Not long after, he starts hearing heavy footsteps pacing up and down his hallway. He decides to investigate. But what he discovers shakes him to his very core.
Hey guys, my hall walker is back. I'm gonna go into the hallway and see if I can hear. It sounds like it's down at the end of the hallway. Right back there. That felt like somebody's right standing behind me. Holy that was somebody right behind me. It felt like their face was right there. Like they were really tall. I was frozen. I couldn't move. Oh, that's not my wife, and that's not Miss Flower. That felt like something really tall.
Overwhelmed with emotion, the man breaks down in tears as he recounts what happened. He claims he felt an icy hand press against his back and could hear several faint voices all around him. Voices desperately pleading for help. At this point, the man no longer believes he's dealing with the spirit of his late wife. Instead, he fears there may be multiple entities inside his home, and possibly something far more sinister. But what do you think is really happening here? Is this simply the imagination of a grieving husband? Or has something truly malevolent taken hold of the house? The choice is yours. A woman managed to buy an old cabin in Oregon for a bargain, despite its disturbing reputation. The place had once belonged to a female teacher who died from an unknown illness, and ever since, locals have claimed to hear crying inside the cabin at night, or spot a shadowy figure on the balcony. Unfazed by these stories, the new owner didn't believe in any superstitions and went ahead with the purchase. But when she visited the cabin for renovations and began recording, strange things started happening. Her toddler kept talking to someone unseen, and the family dog stared intently at empty corners as if watching someone unfamiliar. Later, as she reviewed the footage, she spotted something so terrifying that it made her blood run cold.
There's something moving at the door. The thing is, that door in there is really stiff. Like all of them are. So, there's nothing hanging there. Fucking what the fuck is that? It's creepy. It's gotta be something. What the fuck? Just fucking what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Holy fuck.
A dark, shadowy figure appears to move behind an upstairs door in the cabin, then quickly disappears from sight. Too unnerved to investigate further, she avoids going upstairs that night. A few days later, she comes back and films an update, pointing out exactly where the figure was spotted and giving a closer look at the cabin's interior.
Right. Here is the stairwell, okay, that you see. There's the porch. And here is the doorway in question that, like, the notorious doorway that had whatever. Look at these are, like, notes still that, from Emily, the daughter. And, these are from the lady who died here. And then, oh, I hate it in here. I mean, it gets even creepier once you go downstairs. I'm not even going down. Well, okay, I said I'd do a walkthrough. I'm not going down this way, though. I'll show you. Yeah. Of course, it's about literally, it's like fairly hanging on. There's downstairs. I do not even want to. I mean, I'll go down there, but here's the downstairs, which sort of creeps me out the most. However, I mean, during the day, it's not as bad, and especially if there's people here, I feel fine. It's like I'm totally fine as long as there's people here. But when it's just me, and when it's especially when it's starting to get dark out, no, forget it. I'm not. And look at all this paperwork, all these papers, and look at the shape of this place. I mean, fuck, I got my work cut out for me. Nice big fireplace with an insert in there. Yeah. This is the creepiest part down here. And there's the freezer. We've got, like, apparently still got meat in there. I'm not looking in there. A friend of mine came and cleared out the way over here so that just so we could walk in. I mean, because it was piled up to, like, I mean, it was piled up like a good 3-4 feet. Sort of like back there, but even, I think, higher. Yeah, so, and then here's the stairs that go up. Here's the pantry. It's all fucking dark as hell, like that shit, okay? And back there, it looks like they tried, I don't know, like it was just, like that, whatever wall right there behind the shelf. On the other side of it, it's just shelves, and it has like turpentine and like some old cans of paint and shit.
There aren't any curtains or objects near the door that could explain away the figure as just a trick of the eye. The cabin itself is in total disarray, exactly the kind of place people say attracts dark energy. But could this be the restless spirit of the teacher who died here? Or is there another explanation? Share your thoughts below. Olivia, a young woman living with her boyfriend, claims their apartment has become a hotbed of bizarre activity. Doors randomly swing open and slam shut, as if moved by unseen hands. One evening, the couple comes home to find something horrifying staring out at them from their own window. But things only get worse. The paranormal disturbances escalate day by day, and one night, while Olivia and her boyfriend are at home, they experience something truly terrifying.
Wait! There's legit no one in here, dude. No one is in here. No.
So, is a sinister presence lurking in their apartment, hiding in the darkness and tormenting the couple? That's for you to decide. Jack is an explorer who visits haunted places all over Great Britain and collects haunted items. Ever since he got this particular painting, showing a scene from 1940s Wigan, which the artist reportedly created before taking his own life, he says his house hasn't been the same. Still, despite the eerie events, Jack keeps the painting as a prized part of his collection. One day, while he was napping on the couch, something creepy woke him up.
Just fell asleep on the couch and the bathroom door is repeatedly banging. Stop! What was that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Alexa, stop! Stop! I do know what is going on in here today, but there's some kind of an atmosphere as well. What the hell is that? Did you see that?
He was startled awake by the bathroom door banging open and shut over and over. After telling Alexa to stop, more bizarre things happen, including the brief appearance of a child who quickly disappears. At the same time, his cats start acting strangely, staring at the walls as if something invisible is there. Jack guesses that as long as he keeps the painting, more weird things might happen. But is Jack truly being haunted by the painting? Or has something darker found its way into his home? That's for you to decide. The following clips were uploaded by social media user Danny. Danny lives with his partner and their young children, and for the past few years, they've been experiencing unsettling paranormal activity around their home.
Cardo!
The cupboard door slowly creaks open on its own. Danny insists he was the only one in the room at the time. However, the disturbing activity doesn't end there.
Get a tissue!
I wasn't picking my nose!
Don't yell like that.
I was putting my nose on my nose, but I
Look at
wasn't
me.
picking it.
First of all, don't raise your voice like that. Inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset. Don't do that.
That, and there's no ghost in here.
Well, I don't know.
While talking with his son, Danny is startled as several toys inexplicably fall, seemingly pushed by an unseen force. Unable to explain these strange occurrences, he continues to document and share the unsettling events around his home, hoping someone might offer a solution.
Raise your voice like that. Inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset.
A man named Frank was exploring abandoned locations when he came across a strange place covered in demonic symbols on the walls. It turned out to be a mistake to enter, because just a few days later, he began to experience strange occurrences in his home, like hearing unsettling noises at night. One evening, he heard these noises and decided to record.
Señora, estoy grabando porque estoy escuchando otra vez los sonidos. Escuche. ¿Qué cojones? Hostia. Coño. Se acaba de encender otra vez el aparato ese. ¿Qué cojones? Volvió a encenderse eso. Hostia. Hola.
A children's toy suddenly switches on by itself. Then when he checks the room, the door slams shut as if trying to trap him inside. The next night, he hears something even more disturbing coming from the same room.
Escucha. Soy un niño. No hay nadie.
He hears distorted, eerie baby cries. But when he opens the door, there's no one there. Days later, he records again after hearing strange sounds coming from the bathroom. What he captures makes his blood run cold.
Empiezo a grabar porque estoy escuchando sonidos desde el baño muy raros y estoy solo en casa. Dentro del baño. ¿Qué cojones? Puede ser. ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Qué coño?
When he goes in, the shower curtain begins moving on its own, as if someone is hiding behind it. Moments later, everything falls to the floor, and we see that there's no one there. Frank is left deeply shaken. Many believe he's being haunted by some kind of child spirit that has attached itself to him. What do you think? Could a spirit really have latched onto him, or is something else going on? A video posted on YouTube in January 2013 shows a child in the living room of their home. He is making a video while playing with a mini skateboard. But all this good time quickly goes downhill when something frightening happens.
¡Bruno!
Se movió la silla.
While the boy was filming, out of nowhere the dining chair slides backward as if it were being pulled by an invisible force. The sound startles everyone, especially the family's cat, which immediately runs away in fright. The child just sits there, stunned, calling out his brother's name and staring at what had just happened. But as he tries to explain to his brother what he had just witnessed, something even more disturbing happens.
Sí.
Tipo, es de la gaiteta.
The door to the living room slammed shut with great force, as if someone had pushed it aggressively. This sudden escalation from a moving chair to a slamming door left the boy deeply unsettled. No one else was in the room, and there was no clear explanation for what had just happened. Some people who saw the footage speculated that it could have been staged using fishing line or other tricks. However, others pointed out that the cat's immediate and genuine reaction suggested something far more mysterious might have been at play. This video comes from Harry McClary. One day, Harry decided to play with a Ouija board, thinking nothing bad would happen. But a few nights later, he woke up to this.
The deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased person is known as a seance. Hey. But I have a skill you might like.
What the fuck?
Want to try it? Chee-hee! 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 Chee-hee!
Another night, Harry and his girlfriend were woken up by their dog barking in a very strange way right at the bedroom door. When Harry goes to check, things take a terrifying turn.
Hello? Oh my God!
Something comes running out of the basement, startling them as the door slams shut over and over.
Oh my God!
This time, Harry decides to go down there himself to see what's really happening. It did not go well. The door finally stops, and just as Harry gets close, it swings wide open, revealing a completely dark room, almost as if something is trying to lure him inside. Luckily, Harry quickly escapes. But just a few days later, Harry captures something terrifying on camera. The lamp suddenly shatters, and just seconds later, a figure can be seen crouching inside one of the dark rooms. Eventually, they cleansed the house, and for a while, it seemed like everything was over. But a few nights later, whatever this was came back. So what exactly did Harry bring into his home after playing with the Ouija board? Is it a real ghost, or just an elaborate hoax? You be the judge. This recording remains one of the most disturbing clips ever broadcast by major Indonesian news outlets. It all began with a fire breaking out in a local shopping mall. As crowds rushed to evacuate, some filmed the chaos on their phones. And it was during this frantic escape that something unexpected was captured. The person filming followed a group leaving the parking area. Then, the camera caught a strange figure standing still, simply watching. She didn't move and showed no urgency to leave. The figure appeared to be a woman with unnaturally pale skin, long black hair, and a white dress. But the most unsettling detail was that her feet were nowhere to be seen, as if she were floating a few inches above the ground. Many believed it showed a supernatural apparition, even suggesting that investigators look into the land where the mall was built. Skeptics argued it was nothing more than a reflection or poor video quality. Still, the way that figure remained motionless as everyone else ran for safety is enough to spark doubt.